Hey guys, Ollie here from George's Cameras. Today we're taking a look at Nikon's brand spanking new camera, the P1100. It may look like I'm super close to the camera right now, but in actual fact, I'm about 100 feet away. Okay guys, so here we have the P1100. As you can see, it's pretty compact for the amount of zoom you're getting. Just to put in comparison, sort of size-wise, if you're wanting to get an equivalent in a mirrorless camera, you need your camera, your teleconverter, and your 800mm lens, which is a beast. So if you're looking size-wise, you're selling a hell of a lot. Just to show you how much effort it is to put all this together, first of all, you got to grab your teleconverter, pull this out, open this one up here, shut this off. You don't really want to be doing this whilst you're going out on holiday, trying to capture a picture. It's a lot of effort, it's a lot of size. Let's shut that on there. Bang, take that lens hood off. There we go, and if we set them side by side there you go. You can see the size comparison is pretty crazy. And obviously, size is just one thing, but weight is another. If I pick this one up here, that's considerably heavier than this. This is surprisingly lightweight for the size, but this thing weighs a ton. You wouldn't want to be using this more than 10 minutes. So yeah, you're not going to be wanting to carry this thing around out in nature, going long walks. You're going to be out for a whole day, this thing's going to weigh you down. So something like this, much lighter, much easier to use, it's going to be way better. Okay, so we're going to take a little walk about. We've got a lake here, going to see how far this thing can reach. It does an optical zoom up to 3000, but you can reach up to 6000mm with a digital zoom. Let's check out some images on how that looks. So, just zooming into a rock on the other side of the lake there. And the autofocus is pretty sharp. It's, the zoom's pretty impressive, And the autofocus, when I'm not all the way out, it's pretty snappy. That's not bad. So whilst this camera is predominantly for photography, you can shoot video with it as well. It offers really nice 4K 30 FPS video. It has vibration reduction in the lens, so that helps when you're up, at sort of 3000mm, but it's definitely recommended to use a tripod at that range because you will still get quite a lot of shake. Video-wise, it's really stable up until I'm kind of reaching, the last few mils, but even then, if you've got steady hands, it's pretty good. The autofocus is dipping a little bit there, but overall, pretty impressive. And I'm all the way in, all the way out. So the camera has a 16 megapixel CMOS sensor, which is great for uploading online, on socials and stuff like that, but don't be expecting to be able to blow up any of the pictures into big prints or billboards. Who's this camera for? It's for sort of nature stuff, we're going on safaris, for the people in Antarctica, that sort of thing, where you just, you're not that close to your subject, you need the distance, but you also don't want to be carrying heaps of lenses around and stuff. It's just an all-in-one camera. I'm just trying out the macro mode here. And you know what? It's not bad at all. Pretty sharp. I'm going to try and get a shot at 3000mm, trying to get a close-up of the fern similar to the macro to see how it compares. Struggling a bit with the focus. Okay, well, that's at 930mm. And at 1500 it's starting to lose the focus somewhat. Okay, there we go. Not bad. And for you bird lovers, there's an actual mode on here with bird mode. So perfect for taking pictures of the birds out on a walk. And then also astro, moon, stars, that sort of thing. It's great for that as well. I'm gonna try and see if there's any birds. Okay, I see a bird. With a range like 24 to 3000, you can literally shoot everything. You've got wide for your landscape, 50 to 80 for your portrait, and then you've got your sports and your nature at the higher end. So, just trying to get a picture of this boat here in the distance, just to show you sort of the zoom you can get on this thing. That boat is a long way off. Over here at 3000, that stabilization, you can definitely see it doing its thing at this range. You do have to have steady hands for this, so a tripod is
definitely helpful. But you can see all the different ranges there, just the versatility of that lens, how wide and how zoomed you can go.
It's pretty impressive. It's dual detect vibration reduction, which gives 4 stops of stabilization. So that's really helpful when you're, zoomed all the way in. Okay, since we are in Australia, obviously, there's lots of spiders, and we got this big orb weaver up here. So I'm gonna try and get a couple pictures of that one. It's pretty gnarly. Let's see how the focus plays on that. Looks like he's got a little baby there. Oh, he's on the move. Having a snack. There we go. That's pretty impressive. It's pretty sharp. So going off first impressions in sort of how it feels and looks, it's surprisingly lightweight for the size. It's got a nice grip on it, which I like. I've got quite long hands, so that helps. A nice flip out LCD. One thing, it does feel a bit plasticky, but obviously that's to help keep the weight down. But overall, pretty good.
I'm just trying out the zoom here, taking some pictures of these guys fishing. And the focus is nailing it, considering that I'm shooting through all these branches here, which you'll see on the wide picture I take. It's actually quite impressive, getting in super tight. Yeah, nice. Not bad, not bad.
So in terms of the in-body stabilization, it's pretty damn good. Obviously you are going to notice a bit of a delay and shake at sort of 3000 mil, but that's kind of to be expected. You just kind of get used to that. But overall, image stabilization, pretty good.
So this camera literally allows you to be the laziest photographer ever.
So ultimately, this camera is aimed at people who are into travel and wildlife because of its compactness, size, ease of use, and that lens, which is so versatile, you can basically shoot everything.
I'm shooting in bird mode here, and it's picking up on the bird pretty well, snapping focus, getting some nice close-ups. One thing as well is it silences the shutter, so if you are doing any sort of close quarter stuff with your birds, it actually quietens the shutter down so it doesn't scare them away, which is pretty neat. I'm just grabbing a shot of this seagull now at 3000 mils, and the image stabilization is actually working really well. Like I am holding it with both hands. You definitely need to use both hands at this length. I'm propping it on my knee, but pretty good. It's holding focus quite well too.
So one of the downsides to this camera is the battery life. There's a lot going on here, with the zooming in and out. It's only got a small battery, so it can drain pretty quickly, especially if you're shooting video and zooming at the same time. But, I would just recommend bringing maybe a couple of batteries with you, 3 or 4, and you should be fine.
Now, there's definitely a place for this camera. It's for those people who maybe don't have much photography experience, and are just taking out on walks to get pictures of stuff really far away. But if you are like sort of an avid photographer, you may not find it gives the exact results that you're after, but for beginners it's perfect.
In terms of ultra zoom cameras, there's nothing else like the P1100 on the market at the moment. If you've got the P1000, it's a pretty worthy upgrade. You've got your Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi, your USB-C charging, so it's a pretty worthy upgrade. This camera's not really designed to be used in super low light conditions. It's only a small sensor, so it can't really deal that well with low light. That being said, you can still shoot the moon and stuff like that because it's quite bright, but low light conditions, it will struggle a bit.
So I'm just trying out the macro mode here, and it looks really nice. This is where the camera really shines, is with this sort of light. It means the sensor's going to get absolutely everything it needs to give you the best image. Yeah, mine looks nice.
If you do find yourself shooting in a low light condition and you can't get any light elsewhere, you do have a built-in flash, so that can definitely help. So in terms of image quality on this one, it's pretty solid, nice sharpness. You've got those tried and true Nikon colors. Definitely be shooting in RAW to get the absolute most out of this. Probably don't shoot in JPEG if you are wanting to get the best quality.
We're doing a bit of an experiment here. There's a little speed sign on the bottom of that bridge over there, and we're going to compare the images from this thing to the P1100. Now, already doing this, I can tell you now, this is so hard to even find it. There it's without that zoom, it's quite hard to find out where you are. And also keeping this thing still with the amount of weight on on your arms is pretty difficult.
So obviously one of the advantages of having a versatile lens means you can start out wide and zoom right in and see where you're going. Whereas with this, because it's a fixed prime, it's zoomed all the way in already, meaning I've now got to scout to find it, which is actually a lot harder than it seems. And also using this thing handheld is not very easy. My arm, I mean, I'm not a particularly strong bloke, so this is not easy. I actually can't even find it at all. Oh wait, there it is. Wait, where is it? Oh, there's a bird. Okay, hang on, I can't even find it. I actually can't get it. Where is it? There it is. Okay, I got it. Okay. Trying to keep this thing still is impossible. I can't even get it centered. Okay, we got one there. And you see how long that took to just get one picture on this thing? That's why sometimes using a P1100 is a hell of a lot easier. Now, obviously I would be lying to you if I said that this gave you better images than this did. Obviously, you know, we are comparing two completely different things here. You know, this is an 800mm, 2x teleconverter on a Z52. This thing is marginally more expensive than this. You know, this thing is a fraction of the price. So, you know, whilst you are getting the same image quality, you are getting a camera that's much lighter, much smaller, and way more versatile. So here we're looking at comparing two shots, one taken on the Z50 with the 800mm and then one on the P1100. Now you can see that the P1100 actually reaches a little bit further than the Z50 can with the 800, and honestly, quality-wise, it's pretty hard to tell the difference between the two. You know, it's pretty surprising that something a fraction of the price can give you this quality. So overall, pretty impressed with this camera, and the quality is pretty good. You know, it's super compact. I don't need to be carrying around a heap of lenses with me. It's all in one. You know, that stabilization is pretty impressive as well. Is it a bit disappointing about the battery life? But just bring some spare batteries with you and that'll be okay. And then the other thing is just making sure you're using the right autofocus modes, because otherwise it can struggle a bit. But yeah, that's it. That was the review for the P1100. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you need to find out any more information, check out georges.com.au. We've written a blog on there. And if you have any other questions, just leave them in the comment section below. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.